make some reminders, including on the rules and the context, before we start. So, first, the context. We are a commission that was established because the government took the view that there is a problem which needs to be resolved. And there is a public interest. In other words, the public is interested in the problem being resolved. And so the Commission conducts its hearings in public so that the public can also follow and understand first the problem, because the witnesses are coming to give their own versions of what they think the problem is, the nature of the problem, and so forth. So we would like you to be as open and frank as is possible. In doing so, we remind you to tell only the truth, nothing but the truth.
Okay.
Secondly, please answer all the questions as they are asked. We're going to encourage you to avoid speculating what the question is about.
Okay.
Just listen to the question and give your answer, stating what you know, and if you don't know, you don't know. You indicate that you don't know. In your testimony, Major, we're going to remind you to conduct yourself with dignity, including when you are making references to other individuals in your testimony. We have a duty to treat you with respect, honor, and dignity, first as a person, but also in respect of your duties in society.
Yes.
Even as we inquire the truth for the truth. If you, at some point, take the view that we are not measuring to that obligation, please feel free to let us know. And if there is a problem, we will correct,
okay,
or we'll clarify.
Okay.
Right. So now a reminder for everyone in the room that let us avoid interrupting proceedings. Please either switch off your phones or put them on silent completely, not on vibration, but on silent, so that we don't interrupt the witness as he gives his evidence. We also don't interrupt the commissioners when they ask questions. Please minimize movements in and outside of the room. So what we are going to do now, Major, is we are going to take turns to ask you questions. In this case, I will go first, and then I will ask commissioners to come in, along certain themes that we are addressing, which are part of the terms and conditions or the responsibilities for the commission.
Okay.
Thank you. And you are settled? You are ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Major. So maybe a good starting point is for you to tell us what your duties are.
Okay. I'm the staff officer for training, education, and sport in the SDF. Basically, my responsibilities is to deal with all training related issues. I prepare the annual training program for the SDF. I liaise with regional partners, international partners, when we have exercises, military exercises to be conducted. And on top of that, I am the officer responsible to deal with sports in the SDF.
Maybe let's start with sports.
Yes, sir.
So, what kind of sports do you have in the SDF?
According to our monthly program, yearly program for the SDF, we have put every month a different kind of sports.
Okay.
Like in February, we conducted volleyball inter-unit competitions. and thereafter we have stopped because of the preparations for the National Day
Okay.
celebrations.
Okay.
And immediately after June, now we will start again football, running, all sorts of
That's
sports
good. That's good.
that
Do
we
you
can
also
that we can practice.
Do your teams play with civilians?
We invite them sometimes to play, but mostly it's inter-unit.
It's inter-unit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that goes a long way in integrating the troops.
Yes. Esprit de corps, camaraderie, and all those.
That's
things.
good.
Yes.
That's good. So you are actually. So would I be correct to say, as the SDF, you are humane? You are not just a force, but you are also an organization that cares about people.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because you are there to serve people.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's talk about training. You know, the annual trainings. You indicated the kind of partners or stakeholders that you consult as you develop your curriculum.
Yes.
But what are some of the key elements of your curriculum?
When it comes to the calendar of trainings, normally we focus on the professional development of our troops.
Okay.
It is mostly the NCOs, the non-commissioned officers, because for officer we normally do our progressional courses overseas.
Okay.
So we plan training for them. We have our annual PT test. It is called proficiency physical test, and then we have other stuff that we are included on the program, including exercises that we conduct yearly. Some are conducted yearly, and then some are conducted biannual with some other partners.
Of course, we are primarily concerned with the events that happened at Montagne, Posée.
Yes.
But I don't want to ask you questions directly about that now, because I would like Commissioner Vidot to take a lead in that. But at the time when these events took place at the prison,
Yes.
5 and 6 December,
Yes.
were you occupying the position you occupy today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have, of course, taken some evidence, you know, even publicly, from some of the military officers. So I might ask you to just confirm certain things,
Yes.
if that is okay.
Okay.
But if you want to explain further, that's fine. So would you confirm that the primary officer, military officer responsible for the day-to-day operations of the military is the Chief of the Defense Forces, CDF?
Yes.
Okay.
Including the Chief of Staff as well.
Okay. So he works with the Chief of Staff?
Yeah, and the Deputy.
And the Deputy?
Yes.
Okay. Is it correct or accurate to also say the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, who is the President,
Yes.
is primarily responsible for policy and issuing any other instructions to the military?
So normally policies are being drafted by us.
Okay.
And then a group of officers, maybe 5-6 of officers, will be instructed to convene and draft the policy with certain terms of reference, of course. And then the policies will thereafter be handed over to Chief of Staff. He will do what needs to be done with it, he will hand over to CDF, and then the CDF will assign to the police, of course, with the consultation of the commander-in-chief.
Okay.
Yes.
So ordinarily, the commander-in-chief is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the military.
No.
Okay, and ordinarily, the commander-in-chief is the one that would approve the final policy once it's been prepared.
Yes.
Okay. But is it also possible that the commander-in-chief can give any instruction?
He can, yes.
Okay. Okay. We have taken some evidence or received some evidence which says there was a military unit that was reporting to the president directly. It was not reporting to the CDF or the chief of staff, but was reporting directly to the president, and its duties. Well, let me just say, are you aware of that unit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was the duties of that unit?
They were dealing mainly with narcotics. They were doing anti-narcotics operations.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were doing anti-narcotics
operations. Yeah.
Okay. And what else were they doing?
And of course, some of them were doing VVIP security for the president.
So there were also a unit that protects the president.
That's correct.
Okay. And do you get consulted in your position? Do you get consulted when decisions are made to establish military units?
No.
You are not consulted.
No.
You are not in your position. You are not
No.
consulted. So who is under normal circumstances? Who is consulted?
This will be the CDF.
The CDF.
The SDF command, the CDF, maybe the deputy and the chief of staff.
Okay. And this one is merely your opinion. In your opinion, if the commander, the CDF, the Chief of Defense Forces, and the Chief of Staff say maybe it's not a good idea to have a separate military unit that does not report to them but conducts this kind of duties that you talk about, how much weight or how much should the views of the CDF and the Chief of Staff be taken seriously on that point?
CDF, Chief of Staff and the deputy, they are to advise the Commander-in-Chief because they are part of the Defense Forces Council. They are to advise the Commander-in-Chief on any issues. It's just not forming of a specialized unit or anything. But in the end, it's the Commander-in-Chief who takes the last decision.
Okay. I'm satisfied with that answer. It clarifies a whole range of issues that I was going to ask you as follow-up questions. Now, this military unit we're talking about, it's popularly, or it was popularly known as the IBU. Is that
correct?
It's correct. You have heard that. Okay. Do you know if this unit was this unit? Let's look at the work that the unit was doing.
Okay.
Were there big milestone achievements which you think it made?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What were some of the major achievements in its performance? Because I'm thinking as the military, you are watching, it's not accountable to you, but you are watching You're seeing what they're doing?
I've heard they've conducted few anti-narcotics operations, and few drug dealers has been caught,
Okay.
apprehended, and some of them, I think, they have already been sent to Montagne Posée as well.
To prison.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are some of the key achievements that you would say you watched.
Yes.
And so, are there some things that this unit did which you think were undesirable or you heard of?
Quite a few things I've heard, but
but I want you to answer with the same enthusiasm as when you answered the other question about achievements. So go on.
so there's few stuff that I've heard, like a perfect example would be, there was an incident, I think, in Montagne, if I'm not mistaken. There was a couple of them there using tear gas.
Okay.
I think there were kids also which were involved in those stuff. Yeah. And then I heard of another incident at Oswaya. Some guys were beaten, I think. Yeah.
Guys, or which children?
I've heard it was guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you heard this, in your position, did you have any responsibility? I know you talked about staff training, sports, and so forth. So does that mean you don't have any responsibility in enforcement of discipline?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
But
the only thing. Sorry.
Go on.
The only thing they will use with my office is training. If they are going on the range, or any other training overseas for the VIP security. Yeah.
Just as a side question, training, does it include discipline?
It's include
Not taking disciplinary action, but do you also train them on discipline? To understand discipline and
some of our trainings include disciplinary trainings.
Okay. As a military organization.
Yes.
And you said earlier on, you are a humane. You are you present yourself as an organization that is concerned about humans. And I agree with you, because that's why you are doing sports, you are doing all these things. And you are established anyways to maintain safety and security of human beings in this country. So do you as an organization, are you concerned about the way the public looks at you, the image that you create amongst the public?
Of course.
What kind of an image do you want to see of the SDF?
SDF, sir, SDF does a lot of things. Maybe it is not well publicized for people to know. Every day we are doing a lot of things for the different organization, communities, district, can name it, and I think with those events that has happened in the past, I think nowadays SDF is having a...
We'll go there, hold on. But I think I got your point that SDF is an organization that cares.
Yes.
I, on behalf of the Commission, can confirm that we have also received some evidence which does support the point you are making, that the SDF is not a rogue organization. It's not it's an organization that serves.
Yes.
This country is where it is because the SDF serves.
Yes.
It protects. by and large, this country continues to be one of the peaceful countries, right? And the SDF is playing a role there. Yeah. So I just wanted you to know that we are quite satisfied. We have the same view as well. But let's go back to the point about the image. So if they are, because we are a big organization, so there would be some elements in the organization that would be ill-disciplined, which is, I think, where you are now going. And is that something that concerns you?
Yes.
Why?
I think in every organizations, in every workplaces, there are those small elements like you mentioned that is always ready to do those bad stuff. When I'm talking about bad stuff, I'm mainly talking about the disciplinary issues that we deal with on a daily basis.
So, is it possible that the actions of a few can contaminate the image of the entire organization?
Of course.
Okay. Are there things, because I think that's where you were going when you were saying the events, the past events and so forth. What are some of these events that, or maybe are there events or things that you, in your opinion, as a senior military officer, in your opinion, events that have taken place which you think they need to be addressed, if or else they will erode, contaminate the image of the SDF?
You mean now or?
No, even in the past.
Yeah, when I was talking about the past, I was talking about the recent TRNUC, all those stuff like this.
The recent?
TRNUC.
Okay, what would that be?
It was the Truth and
Reconciliation
yes.
Commission. Okay. No, now I understand.
But now the SDF is a very good organizations. We have evolved.
I think we agree, and that's why I made that fairly long speech, because I wanted to remove the burden from you to defend the organization, because the organization is not being accused. No. I think there might be, depending on how this hearing goes, there might be some questions about the conduct of certain officers, but the organization is not being questioned here. The organization. So I just wanted you to relax on that bit, so that you don't have to feel like you need to clarify that the SDF is progressive. It's, we are together on that.
Okay, thank you.
We're just focusing on a few things that we probably have questions about. So let's go back to recent events. So you mentioned, for instance, that you heard about some of the undesirable things that the Igbo may have been involved in, right? Do you think those issues should be addressed, or they should be ignored because they are minor?
They should be addressed.
They should be addressed. So would they be part of the things that may undermine the image of the defense forces?
And it has been addressed. It has been addressed because
I haven't gone there. I haven't gone there. We will establish that. At this point, I just want to know if your view would be that those are things to ignore, or those are things that should be addressed.
We cannot ignore them.
Okay, so they should be addressed.
Yes.
I take your point that you're saying they have been addressed. We'll get there. Okay. So when these issues, these two instances, for now, just looking at these two, maybe there are more, but just these two, when they were recorded, when they were raised, Are you aware of any investigation that was done to establish what had been reported?
No, sir.
You are not aware of?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you think there was an investigation that was done?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know. Okay. No, that's fair enough. And then you said, so when you said those issues have already been resolved, what did you mean? Because in my mind I was thinking about the two incidences that you talked about, but there might be others. So what did you mean when you say those issues have been resolved already?
I'm talking about the Ibu team.
Okay, the structure.
It has
how has it been resolved?
Disbanded.
Disbanded.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible that it may have? There are some people out there in the society that you serve who are aggrieved by the way they were treated by that unit before it was disbanded.
Maybe.
If there are people who are aggrieved, what do they do?
They can still, if they were to pursue with their case, they can still come back to the SDF headquarters and see what has been done, or they can request that something be done.
Okay, so they can file complaints.
Yeah, they can still do that.
So the fact that this unit has been disbanded does not mean that anyone who has been harassed, been mistreated, cannot file complaints with the military. That's what you are saying. They can come and file complaints, and the military will investigate.
Of course,
okay.
If they come.
That's very important. Did you have your hand?
But it has to be, if it's not already a police case.
Okay.
I was just going to ask, because when he asked your question whether there would be people who would be aggrieved by the actions of Ibu team, and you said maybe, okay, but you told us a situation where people were beaten at Oswayal. Don't you think these people are aggrieved by the fact that they were beaten?
It depends. It depends on how the situation unfolds.
So you mean somebody is beaten and that person will not be aggrieved?
This is what I'm telling you. So it depends on how the situation unfolds.
Take it on yourself. Somebody beats you up.
Yes, sir.
Are you aggrieved by that?
Of course I will.
Same situation.
Perhaps when we are saying aggrieved, we are not saying if I am aggrieved, it means I am innocent. Right? It means if I have complaints and I'm unhappy about how I was treated, I must have an opportunity to report, and my case must be dealt with fairly. That's what we mean.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe the answer there is not maybe. It's yes, we welcome anyone who has any complaints, grievances, to report them.
Yes.
And we will deal with them fairly.
Yes.
Is there such a commitment from SDF?
SDF is always committed to ensure that all of our service members they conduct themselves in a very disciplinary manner, like they have been trained. Yeah.
That's very important. But I'm just saying, because there's so many people out there who may have grievances, but there are also so many people out there who are listening to you, so they want to, when they listen to you, the words you are saying, because you are a soldier.
Yeah.
You see, the relationship between the civilian and the soldiers is a bit complicated,
Yeah.
because we are also afraid of you sometimes.
Because
Right.
the way
So
we
can I finish that
Oh,
point?
sorry,
So
sir.
we are afraid of you because you hold power. You are the people who have been trusted with weapons by the state. So the way you talk can mean that sometimes we just stop engaging because we don't know what's going to happen after that. But if you openly say to them, look, we are a force that is interested in protecting you. So if there are cases of ill discipline, please come forward. We will receive them and deal with them fairly. Yeah. But maybe on that point of dealing with complaints, what is the process of dealing with complaints in the military? If a civilian is of the opinion that they have been harassed
Yes.
or mistreated by one of your members,
Yes.
so where do they submit the report? We are aware of the police channel, but you are not police, you are the military, so we just want to focus on the military channel. So where do they file the complaint? How is it dealt with?
They will come to the Defense Forces headquarters. They will inform about what they are here for. Immediately, if they say that they have a complaint about one of our service personnel, we will directly send them to the legal office. There we have personnel who will take their complaint, and then after that, those personnel there will bring up their complaints to higher authorities.
To the higher authorities?
Yes.
Okay. I know this might be a bit of an unfair question for you, so I admit before I ask it, because you are not a member of the public. You are a soldier. But maybe as a soldier who is concerned about the public image of the organization and its relationship with the people it serves, this is a question that might have maybe crossed your mind one day and you did some little investigation or some little thinking around it to get an answer. So do you think the process you have outlined is one that civilians would be comfortable with? I'm saying a civilian who has been who has a complaint against a soldier.
Yes.
Maybe someone who has been beaten up. For them to then, because they might have some trauma and fear the moment they see the uniform, for them to walk into the defense headquarters and find a soldier wearing the same uniform, make a report, do you think they will be free to do that?
Yes, sir, they will come.
Okay.
And they are coming.
They are coming.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, just ask one thing.
Mm.
Okay. This morning when your colleague, Colonel Molada, was here, he mentioned of an incident whereby young men were pinned to the ground and Ibu team had placed their boots on their faces, and apparently he says that there was an investigation that was done, but no action was taken against those officers. Do you think that builds trust for somebody to come forward and say, I've been grieved by an action of the military?
In that case, I will not, with all due respect, I think I will not make further comments. But
you need to. I'm asking you your opinion on that. If you have that action being done to the public by military, and no action is taken, will the public have the trust to go to the SPDF to complain regarding action of an officer?
Yes, sir. That's what I've said to Mr. Chairman. They are coming. They are always coming, because we are dealing with those situations.
Is it possible that, yes, you say they are coming, is it possible, and here we are asking you to just think as an individual, right? Not really as a spokesperson for an organization, but
Yes.
as an individual. Is it possible that there are also others who may not come forward because they are afraid?
Yes.
So, is there a mechanism, a way that the defense forces can help those ones? Who
There's
are
another way also of reporting. They can also go to the police, and the police, they can take their statements, and then they can forward that to the SDF. Couple of times this has happened, and we have dealt with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when no action is taken against officers for actions they've done against the civilians, don't you think that does not help at all the organization, the SPDF?
The fact remains that a complaint has been made.
Yeah.
And
But no action is taken.
it's supposed to be dealt with.
Supposed to, but it's not dealt with. I'm
Supposed
telling
to be
you,
dealt with.
it's not dealt with.
So perhaps there are some cases that I think he is going to ask you later. Just remember that you have told us that the system works. So we'll test this point
Yes, sir.
a bit later in the hearing. Okay, let's move a bit away from the complaints mechanism and talk about, have you ever commanded troops when you were doing civilian work?
Yes.
So tell us the process that you have to, like, what do you do when you are commanding your troops? What are the practical, what are the things that you are commanding them to? What does commanding them mean? But also, do you have any oversight over them?
Yes. When I was commissioned as an officer in SDF in 2009, I became a platoon commander, and I have a platoon which I need to take care of. I need to plan the trainings, deal with their welfares, and everything which concern to ensure that they are ready for anything, any task that will come.
So I am now, in this case, I'm talking of a scenario where a group of soldiers are deployed to go and help in a civilian operation. I'm not talking of military combat or traditional military functions. I'm talking of functions that are like civilian operations. You are, let's say, you are deployed to go and clean up a place, help clean up a place, or put out fire. Have you ever led troops on such a mission? I don't mean fire cleaning, but a civilian operation.
A couple of times I've.
Okay, so that's good. So I want you to describe for us what your key duties are as the commander for a civilian during a civilian operation.
Like you mentioned, I'll talk about the cleaning.
Yes, let's use that.
Okay?
Yeah.
If I'm the one being tasked to go with the troops, so I'll be the main liaison officers with that organizations and the SDF. I have to ensure that the troops when they are being when they are doing the job, they are doing it with all the respect, with the best of their abilities, and
that's perfect. So hypothetically, let's say you and the troops are cleaning somewhere.
yes,
You are doing a wonderful job of, cleaning, make sure that the place is back to what it's supposed to be. But you have one or two soldiers who start maybe taking things they're not supposed to take and put them in their pocket. What do you do?
no problem. I will deal with them.
You will hold them accountable.
Yes,
Right. So for you to be able to do that, you need to be present.
yes,
Right. You can't leave the troops alone. You have to be present. Make sure that you are monitoring what they are doing. Is that correct?
it depends on the
operation.
on the things.
Yeah. But ordinarily, if you are not there, there must be someone.
Of course.
So under no circumstances can you leave the troops alone.
And sir, you have to bear in mind also that us in the military, it's not necessarily that every time we have been tasked with any type of duties that an officer has to be there. We've got, when maybe a team can go, a senior NCO can go as a team leader with them. It all depends.
It all depends.
Yes.
So it would depend on the seriousness of the
Yes.
situation. So if, for example, it's a violent or a potentially violent situation, you would need
An
someone
officer.
to command
Yes,
the forces and someone to be there throughout
yes,
to make sure that you give instructions
yes.
to the soldiers on what to do, but also if you see some of them misbehaving, you stop them.
Depends again
Okay.
on the operations that we are going to be dealing with.
Okay, that's fine. I
But
think
if we're talking about misbehaving, how does that depend on the on the
misbehaving.
operation?
I think he was asking me about
No, he was-
about.
I think he asked you also about if you see somebody misbehaving when on an operation. Okay, you were not present, but when you come, you see that somebody was
I have to deal
misbehaving.
with it.
Okay.
Okay. I think the point that I'm also trying to establish with you, so that we move on, is how command and control works in the military. So, if it's, I think your point was, and I want you to confirm yes or no. Your point was, depending on the situation, and then I said, but if the situation is something that is violent or potentially violent, where weapons have to be used, you need to have a commanding officer on the site, right?
If we're talking about violence,
Yeah.
definitely the police has to be here.
No. I'm not yet there. I think you might be anticipating questions. I'm not there. By the way, I'm not talking of Montagne Posée. Let me just remove that burden. I'm talking about command and control as it's supposed to happen in the SDF. That if you deploy soldiers, there are no police, you deploy soldiers to go and carry out an operation, but this is an operation in a place where either there is violence or there is likelihood of violence, and the troops are armed in one way or another. Well, they're armed with guns, let's say with guns. In that situation, am I correct that you definitely need to have a commander on site to supervise the soldiers?
So when you're talking about commander, doesn't mean that it has to be an officer. I can deploy a team and send maybe a sergeant with them.
So the
He is a commander.
So the sergeant is the commander.
He is a commander, yeah.
So I think we are saying the same thing. Because I'm not saying the commander should be the general, the major, I'm saying there is a leader
Yeah.
who is commanding the troops. They've been delegated, of course. So are we agreeing on that point that if it's a situation where troops are armed with weapons, with guns,
Yes.
because it's potentially a violent situation or it's a violent situation, there
has to be a leader.
There has to be a leader. And am I correct that the duties of the leader are to make sure that, number one, they give instructions to the troops on what to do, right? But also when they see the troops doing wrong things, they stop them or they hold them accountable.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, then I think that's all I needed us to agree. Now, that's one scenario, because this scenario is about soldiers doing a military operation.
Okay.
What about when you have an operation that combines the police and the soldiers? I'm asking you this question because in terms of the law, you have been given the power to join the police in conducting operations.
Yeah.
So first question is, have you ever participated in a joint operations with the police as a soldier?
Not participate, but I was acting as a sort of liaison officers.
So the team leader.
Liaison officers.
Okay, liaison
between
officers.
the police and the SDF.
Okay, so you participated. Yes, you participated. I'm not yet talking about in what capacity. So the question was, have you ever participated in a joint operation? Yes. Okay. And now your role there was to be a liaison officer between the police and the military, right? Were you the one, apart from liaison, or maybe explain to us what liaison means?
Okay. When it concerns operations, joint operations with the police, the SDF personnel that is being deployed to assist or support the police operations, they definitely comes under the operational control of the police.
Okay.
Even though I'll be here, they'll be taking instructions from the police officer, the how do you say this? The officer in charge of the scene.
I think you have made it clear to me. So your role as the senior military officer there is simply to liaise. You are not the operational commander, I get it. But that I want to understand about liaising. So that, because in English, liaising means passing on communication between the two. Yeah. But I'm wondering, maybe it's a military technical term. So does it mean anything more than just facilitating communication between the SDF and the police?
No, I have to ensure that our personnel are also being used well.
Okay. So the welfare of your members. Yeah. If they are mistreated, you step in.
Yes.
Right. What if your members mistreat others? What do you do?
When you're talking about others, the civilian or the members of the security forces?
Let's start with them mistreating the police officers.
They have to report it directly to the officer who is here.
Okay, so you don't deal with that?
I have to.
What do you do? What's your responsibility there?
Yeah, it depends on the seriousness of that incident that has happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you've just said it depends.
If that person needs to be removed from that operation, he will be sent back. And
if the soldier is to be removed, who will remove them? Is it you or the police?
It's me.
It's you.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. What about if the soldier mistreats a civilian during that operation? What happens? Do you step in as well?
If I happen to see it, I have to.
If you see it, you have to step in,
of course,
and enforce discipline.
Yes.
Okay. So we are agreeing that in terms of protocol, the officer leading the troops in a joint operations with the police
has
a role to step in if they see
Yeah.
A soldier misbehaving or a soldier being mistreated.
Yes, sir. This is normal circumstances. If I'm
I'm
here,
sorry,
if I'm here, I see these things happening. It's my responsibility to intervene
And this is normal.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's there's a phone vibrating somewhere.
It's not mine.
It's not yours.
Mine is off.
Yeah. You said this because I'm saying that because this is important. It's you said it's normal. It's the normal. It's basic. It's what you expect. Is that what you mean? It's like there is no exception to this this rule.
So once something is going wrong, it's wrong and it needs to be
must be corrected.
adjusted.
There is no excuse for not correcting it. Okay, thank you. Let's see. I think I will end there and then hand over to Commissioner Vidal.
Okay. Major Mathieu, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know you wanted to move to the Montagne Posée incident, so that's where we are moving now. Okay. You were part of the military officers who went to the Montagne Posée on the 5th and the 6th of December 2026.
Yes, I was there.
Under whose command were you?
At that time, he was the land force commander.
Pardon?
At that time, he was the land force commander, Colonel Olanda.
So he was the one in charge of the military officers who were there as part of the operation.
Yes.
So before you went there, I'm sure Colonel Olanda would have told you that we have a situation and the reason why assistance is needed.
Let me shed some light on this. It was not him. If I may just put things into context. There was a time, I think in late October or early November, there was a decision that was taken for the military to assist the Seychelles police in doing the routine patrols and deal with all those.
Anyway, I know that part of the 10th Amendment, actually, of the Constitution.
Yes, I'm just explaining it
1 minute.
Until we deployed on that day.
Gave you policing powers. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. On that day, and that team that was there with the police, there was a junior officer with them, and I was tasked to just oversee them, and I was the liaison officer with the police, attending meetings, planning, and all those stuff. On that day, it was the CDF who called me. It was around 16:45 hours.
On that day, you mean which date?
On the 5th December.
December, yeah.
Yeah. This team was divided into two groups.
So the CDF called you?
The CDF called me at around 16:45.
Okay, and what did he tell you?
Inquiring if the teams has already been deployed to police stations for them to go and do the patrol with the police. I replied to him, no, they are still waiting for dinner, then they will be deployed. He told me to keep them here on standby because there's a situation developing at the Montagne Posée prison, and there may be a hostage situation as well. Okay. I called them. I instructed them to not to go to the police station and on standby.
You instructed whom?
The patrol team.
Okay, your patrol team, that is military officers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you told them not to
go to police station, just wait for further instructions.
Where were they at that moment, the officers?
The FHQ, Defense Forces Headquarters.
Okay.
Yes, that team was based at the Defense Forces Headquarters.
Okay, so thereafter?
Thereafter, around 17 hours, CDF called me once more and instructed me to deploy the team to Montagne Posée prison, but not to go up to the prison, to remain on the road down. And this is what they did. And then after some times, CDF called me again. And just one thing to add, at this time I was trying to get in touch with the Land Force Commander, Colonel Hollanda. We were unable to reach him. So CDF was communicating with me, and CDF called me and told me that he's been in touch with the Commissioner of Police at that time, which was Commissioner Ted Babi, and they have agreed for the military personnel to move up to the Montagne Posée prison just as a show of force. Perhaps the inmate will see and think that perhaps they will stop what they were doing there. This is what happened.
Okay. Could it be that this was a bad judgment? Because I've been seeing military officers coming to the prison that would agitate the prisoners.
So that was a decision taken by,
Yeah.
by...
You said that was a decision, but it could have been a wrong decision because, according to evidence we received, it was the presence of military officers and police officers that inflamed the situation.
It depends.
No, that's the evidence we have.
Maybe to strengthen that point, the evidence is that at the time that you are indicating, and thank you, I think, for clarifying that particular point, because you are giving us evidence that shows that the military was deployed in stages.
Yes.
The first stage, perimeter. Second, move, so that you show force. Right?
Yes.
So the evidence we got is that round at about the time your military was deployed at the perimeter, the prisoners were protesting, calling on the CP to come and address them on certain grievances that they had. Right? So when the soldiers were deployed to come and show force,
Yes.
to the inmates, it came across as, that's the version we got. It came across as the military is moving in, and that created all sorts of panic. I think that's where his question comes from.
But we did not.
Okay,
We
did
just
know that.
stayed there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you moved in, and was Colonel Hollanda with the troop at that time?
Okay. We were still not reaching him, and I was instructed. I was at home when I was giving them instructions. I was at home. Then I was called and said that I was informed that the situation over there was getting worse. So I was instructed by the CDF to go up to the prison and just keep an eye on the boys there. And when I was going to the Defense Forces headquarters, Colonel Wanda called me and informed me that CDF has they have spoken, because his phone was on silent mode at that time, because he attended a funeral, and then he immediately moved to the Montagne Posée prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before Colonel Hollanda arrived at the Montagne Posée prison, who was the highest officer with the troops at that
A
moment?
staff sergeant was there.
Pardon?
A staff sergeant.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were following his orders?
Who, sir?
The staff sergeant.
I was instructed him.
So, but you were. I say, who was the officer in charge? It was not. It was not him. If you instructed him.
I was instructed him that time to deploy from the headquarters to the prison. But I was still at home.
Oh, I'm talking when you are at the prison. Okay, so you were still at home at that time?
Yes.
When the troops had arrived at the prison?
Yeah, I was still home.
You're still at home?
Yes.
What time did you arrive at the prison?
If I'm not mistaken, and this was something I did not see, but it was around maybe 7:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And when I arrived there, Colonel Londa was already there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Colonel Olanda was the person then in charge of the operation
No.
on the side of the military.
No, it was not our operations.
It was not your operation.
Yes.
So,
Sorry, because we're going to come back to this point throughout. I need you to understand that when he is saying the one in charge, we are not saying the one who is operationally commanding the operation. I mean, right, the one commanding the operation. He's talking about the one in charge of the troops. You remember when you answered me earlier on?
Yes.
You
He
said-
was the highest ranking
you
officer,
said-
and he
yeah,
was
but
definitely in
let's,
charge.
let's just make sure we are together. You remember you said earlier on when you deploy troops to do a joint operation with the police, there's a high-ranking military officer who is checking on the troops, right? So that's what he means. So we don't want you to be confused as
Okay.
we go on. You saying no?
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So the military personnel who were there were under the command of Olanda.
Yes.
Okay. And what instructions was he giving the officers then?
So at that time there was no instructions because we were not yet in the operation with the police. We were just standing by.
So there would have been instructions to just stand by.
Yeah.
So there were instructions
To stand by.
to stand by.
Yeah.
Okay. And Colonel Olanda, was he at all times with the troops when they were still on standby?
Yes, he was there.
At any one time, did he go for any meetings or any briefings?
So what I remember, late at around, because at that time the police was making attempts to try and regain control of the prison, and we were there standing and waiting. It was late in the evening at around 11. Yeah, a meeting was convened and was chaired by the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Francis Sogo,
Not by
and the
the
CP.
By the CP as well?
And the CP as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were present at that meeting?
Sorry, sir?
Were you present at that meeting?
Yes, I was.
So what transpired at that meeting?
Because it was getting late and the situation was still tense, and they discussed it's time to try and get over with that situation
Okay.
and restore control of the prison.
You said that the information you were given was that there was a hostage situation at the
Yes,
prison.
this is what I was
Okay.
informed.
By the time you reached the prison, were you informed that the hostage situation no longer existed because the hostages had been released?
If I'm not mistaken, if I was not at home, I was moving to the prison. I was informed by the CDF that 3 of them has been released, and just 1 was remaining.
Okay.
And after that, I think he mentioned to me that all of them was
Released.
released.
And at that point in time, since you were told that the hostages had been released, and you had gone to the prison
Yes.
to assist with the release of those hostages, since they've been released, did you say anything to any of your commanding officers that the situation no longer existed?
Even though
Pardon?
even though the prison guard was released, it was a terrible situation up there, and the police wanted to enter the prison to move all of the inmates outside of the prison for them to sort them out, or to, I don't know if they wanted to search this area, and it was totally under control of the inmates. At that time I reached there.
Were you ever informed that at the point that the officers, the prison guards were released, the situation had quieted down? Because that's evidence we got even from, from inmates and even from guards, that the situation had quietened down. You were not informed of that?
What I was informed was the situation was worsening.
And the situation only worsened upon the arrival of the police?
This I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. Supposing that, let's say, a situation like that happened, the hostages are taken and then they are released, and everything quietens down. Do you think it was helpful to have the police and then later on the military enter the prison, or could it have been dealt with otherwise?
If it was calm,
I'm telling you, it was. The evidence we've got is at a certain point it was calmer. Okay, it was with the arrival of the police and the military that things escalated. So, do you think that sending in, if you have a situation which is quiet, okay, you had a situation which was a bit tense when the guards were taken hostages, and then release quietened down. Do you think it was a wise decision then to send in the police and the military?
But it was not quiet.
No, I'm not telling you. You saying it was not. I'm telling you a different story. I say if, because we have a.
If it was not, then we back out. We could have left the prison in the hands of the prison guards.
Yeah, go ahead.
Major.
Yes, sir.
As a tactician, yeah?
Yes.
You are a tactician.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In a situation like this one, I think, were you aware of the prison setting? Were you aware of the prison block, how it works?
It was the first time I went
First
up there.
time you went?
Yes, sir.
And so you were not given any instructions of how the prison looks like?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I'll tell you. The prison has got two gates. A back gate and a front gate. Yeah? Now both gates were locked. Prisoners were inside. I think this is what Commissioner Vidos is trying to say. Both gates were locked.
Yes.
Prisoners were inside,
Okay.
swearing, making noise,
Okay.
throwing stones. Decided to put fire because I know it was for the reason that they saw who had come at the prison side, and this has been proved in previous recommendations that was put up for the prisons to follow. Don't you think, as a tactician,
Okay.
don't you think if a deployment was made around the perimeter of the prisons to secure the prison block in order to ensure no escapes were carried out, don't you think probably this would have ended up otherwise?
Yes, this could have been a good idea.
Yeah, but what do you think? Are you saying it would have been a good idea? What do you personally think?
It's a good idea, actually.
So you didn't have chance to say this to anyone?
No, I was not the decision maker at this time.
No, I'm not saying you were the decision maker, but you could bring your views,
Yeah.
your input into the, because you were called up there
Yes.
to give your views as well. It's not only to come and just stand by and be a visitor to this place.
Okay.
So you were able to give your views.
At that time, the instruction was to regain control of the...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Was there no possibility for you or for somebody else, tacticians I'm talking about, to say that, look, I think what we want to do, it is possible, but it is not right now at this moment.
It could have been done, but it has not been done.
Okay. And just to follow up on what Commissioner Tila has been asking you about, do you think that at that stage there could have been negotiation carried out between the prison authorities and the inmates themselves before the police and the military went in?
There should have been. When I went there, I did not see any of this, but I don't know before if there was.
Evidence we have is that the inmates actually asked that the CP come and see them, but to have a talk. But that never happened. So you will agree with me that the first step to have been undertaken would be to try and attempt negotiation between the prison authorities and the inmates.
There should have been, yes.
Maybe a side follow-up question is, did you see at that point, this point that we're talking about, did you see any engagement between the prison authorities and the inmates? Was there any engagement?
What I saw, because I was at the admin block, I saw only the police and the prison guards when they were coming out of the...
Yeah, so you did not see... I'm talking about at this time that you are in this meeting. You've been called into this meeting where a decision is being made to move into the prison.
Yes.
I'm saying, did you see, it's either you saw or you didn't. Did you see any attempts by the prison authorities to engage with the inmates?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, you said that then at some point, you said that the police officers were trying to gain access to the prison.
Yes.
And they didn't manage.
Yes.
So they called for the military to assist?
Yeah, they request assistance.
Okay. And were you one of these officers who assisted them?
Okay, let me explain this one.
First answer me the question. Were you one of the officers who assisted them?
So let me explain.
No, answer that question and then you will explain.
I was there with them, but I only spent around 5 minutes inside of the prison, and then I exit the main block, and I went back to the land force commander at that time, and I briefed him of the situation which was happening inside of the prison.
Okay. So at no point in time, apart from those 5 minutes you said you entered the prison, at no point in time did you go back and enter the prison?
No, I did not went back again.
Okay. And Colonel Londa was still in the vicinity?
Yes, at the admin block.
At the admin block?
Yes.
And when he sent in the troops into the prison, any instructions were given by him?
Just to support and assist the police and the prison guards to regain control of the prison.
So no instructions other than that was given?
Just not to use any lethal weapons.
And
that was said to them.
So actually what was said to them was not to bring in any lethal weapons into the prison, no?
No, what was told to them not to go with rifles.
Okay.
But the sidearms was with them.
Okay. So they were not supposed to go with you. But apparently some of them did.
This I've heard here, but I also not sure about this. That time we formed the group. It was around maybe 11:30. We formed the group, the police leading, the prison guard, the fireman also was there, and then us. We went inside. I went inside with them. They unlocked the gate. The PSSW was in front because they were carrying the how we call it, the shields.
Or was it the
riot
prison
shield.
guards who were in front?
Sorry?
Was it the prison guards who were in front?
No, the police was in front because they have the shield. Because those people were throwing rubbles.
Quick question on that one. So you just entered 5 minutes, then you came out, right?
Can I explain this?
No, you will.
Okay.
I just have a quick question. So for me, it's an in and out.
Okay.
Just as you alleged, you just in and out, right?
Yes.
So when you went out, who did you leave as the highest ranking soldier when you left?
No, I left them in the hands of the police. It was the police who was
Yes,
commanding
I think
this
we're now
operation.
back to that confusion again. You remember earlier, you said when there's a joint military operation, the high-ranking military officer is not in charge of the operations. No. But that person is responsible for making sure that the troops are not mistreated, but also don't mistreat others. So who was the high-ranking officer when you left?
Yes, sir. This is now, you are bringing me into a different situation now.
But he's allowed to. He's allowed to.
Yes.
So-
I'm just explaining my point.
By the way, okay, can I ask this question differently?
Please, sir.
This has nothing to do with who was doing what. Who was the high-ranking officer when you left?
Military?
Yeah.
At that time when we get some more people, it was at that time I think a warrant officer was there.
Yeah, who was he?
A warrant officer was there.
And we want the name.
Can I write it?
Yes.
Okay.
You are not free to say it. But or you mean write it so that we can get the right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Commissioner. Okay.
The two senior most NCOs who were inside with the boys.
We need to, what are their names?
Joseph Morel.
Maybe you can read them loud because
Okay. Joseph Morel. And
are you taking notes?
is it Staff Sergeant?
Staff Sergeant.
Kenneth Annett.
Okay. Thank you. That was my follow-up question.
Okay. You were the only major at that during that operation.
Yes.
Okay. And so you say you went back
Yes.
to report after you've gone in.
Yeah, I briefed the LFC.
The
LFC, Land Force Commander,
okay.
Colonel Randa.
Okay, Colonel Onada. And the troops who went in, you said they were under the command of the police.
Yes.
Who was commanding the police? And the
Inside
other
there
troops?
was Superintendent Dacambra who was there with them.
Okay. And you never went back to the prison. Where did you?
I stay with the LFC at the admin block, and together with there were 4 senior police officers there as well. The Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Witz, which is the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Denus was there as well, and CSP Posée. We were there together.
Okay.
Yes.
And the operation goes in the prison. You hear fire shots.
Yes.
You hear any grenades being used?
Grenades, maybe yes.
Okay. When all of you who were there in that room, I suppose, heard the fire shots, were there any alarm? Did it cause any alarm to any of the officers present?
No, what was being used inside was...
did it cause any alarm? That was my question, and then you can answer that first.
So because before we came in, the police were firing inside.
Yeah, so did it cause any alarm to you, to any one of you?
Of course.
But you still stayed there in the room, even if it was causing alarm to you?
Yes, there was people inside dealing with the situation.
Maybe on that point,
Yeah.
who was the operational commander inside?
Yeah, like I mentioned, it was SP Dakambra which was there right there. Yes.
SP Dakambra. Okay, thank you.
So you say you heard fire shots. Because there were other people who were in operations who would be taking care of that, you and the others present just didn't bother to do anything?
Yeah, we were waiting because there was a commander inside there with them.
Okay. And at some point in time, did you notice any inmates coming out seriously injured?
Yes.
And at that point in time, did any of you, seeing that this is the situation,
Yes.
so firearms were used and people are getting injured seriously,
Yes.
did any one of you decide, okay, we have to arrest the situation so that no more casualties will be, there will not be any more casualties?
This was not done.
Pardon?
This was not done.
And don't you think it should have been?
Yes.
So even Colonel Lalonda, who was there present, decided, which obviously I think you're right to say it should have been done, decided to do nothing. When you saw the casualties coming out.
Mhm. Is that a question, sir?
Yeah, so he didn't do anything either.
Also because he was not the commanding
No,
officer
but
of that operations.
But you have your troops in there. It's not because you have a commanding officer inside, but you have your troops present, and you see people being injured.
Yes.
Not only should you be concerned by the inmates being injured, you should be concerned whether any of your officers were injured in any way, or whether any of your officers were involved in administering the injuries.
I'm not aware, sir.
Hmm?
I'm not aware of that.
It's not a question of whether being aware. But that's what they should have been alerted that this is happening. Once they saw that happening, this should have caused them to be alarmed about it and to do something about it. Don't you think so?
Yes. Yeah. But the operation continues.
The operation continues, and more injured are coming out.
A few of them, yes.
Yeah. And as serious as others that were brought out.
Yeah, some serious, yeah.
Yeah. And when all these, okay, so after some time, I believe the situation, anyway, since the arms were being used, ammunitions were being used, at some point in time the situation was a bit calmer, or?
Yeah, after sometimes it calms down.
Okay.
Yeah.
After brute force was used.
It was around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Again, you didn't. Yeah. Okay. At 3 o'clock, the situation calmed down.
Yes.
Okay. And what does Colonel Lonada do?
When the situation calms down, everybody started moving out, and we left the prison premises. We went back to the DFHQ, and we were instructed to be back at the prison at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Colonel Lonada, who was the highest ranking officer there, when the troops came out,
Yes.
did he ever ask what happened inside? Why were people injured?
Yeah, we did a little briefing. They told us about the situation up there when they started meeting the inmates, which were continuing with the fire and throwing the pieces of bricks to them. Some of them were very violent. Yeah.
And the military officers were not violent?
So we're there to
No. That's not my question. Were the military officers violent?
maybe some of them.
Because you remember when Officer Justice was asking you a question, you said that one of the things that the military would do is protect life.
Yes.
And you know that at that point, life was not being protected. Because you had people who were killed, you had people who were injured, seriously injured, you had people who were beaten up.
Yeah.
Huh? So that's not protecting life.
Okay.
So that means the SPD and the other SPDF officers and the police officers who undertook that operation failed in upholding that obligation to save lives. You will agree with me. And to protect lives.
Yes, I agree, but maybe it will depends on what they have faced inside of the prison there.
But you don't know.
No. Some of them were telling us that some of those prison guards, those inmates, was conducting themselves very violent. Some was attempting to attack them and all.
But okay.
Just a follow-up question, so that maybe we are not speculating.
Yes.
We have asked this question to various actors, I think including your CDF, and we have asked whether when this operation was conducted, there was any intelligence which shows that the inmates were carrying weapons that could threaten the lives of soldiers and troops. And the answer was no.
No.
First, there was no such evidence.
No.
Right? So until we are presented, and then so far, I don't think anyone has presented any evidence that contradicts that. So until we have any evidence, and unless you have the evidence, I think we can proceed on the understanding that there is no evidence that the inmates were carrying weapons that could threaten the lives of the police and the troops inside prison. The evidence we have, including from you, is that the military and the police were carrying weapons. They are considered non-lethal in military terms. We take that, but I think Commissioner Vic will ask you questions about that. But what I just wanted to clarify at this point, so that we don't keep speculating,
Okay.
is that we don't have any evidence that shows that the prisoners were armed with weapons which they could use to threaten the lives of the troops inside there.
Like you've said, I will not speculate. I've not seen.
So if we don't speculate, then I think the question he's asking is, maybe if I can flip it in another way, is without evidence that the prisoners were armed with dangerous weapons that could threaten the lives of troops, would it be justified to then fire shots at the prisoners?
If you allow me, sir, I do want to speculate, but when I arrived there, like I was mentioned earlier, the police was doing attempts. There was once when they were coming back, one officer was badly injured in the leg.
By what?
They were saying that it was some kind of metal that was used behind in between of the prison doors to strike the officer. This is what I've heard.
Is that something you can confirm? Because we want evidence. Or this is something you are saying you just heard?
I've heard.
Okay. Then I think, then I don't think we have evidence. If there's someone out there who has evidence to suggest that they were armed with maybe guns, weapons that would necessitate that the troops should shoot, including live ammunition, then I think we can proceed on the it's called the rebuttable, which means it can be changed later, on the temporary assumption or temporary view that the use of live ammunition in that kind of an environment is excessive. Other ammunition could have been used, other weapons could have been used. That's the view.
But mostly what was being used was the shotgun with rubber bullets.
But even that can cause
If
injury.
you use it wrongly.
Yeah, especially if you are in confined, closed place, if you use that, it can cause serious injury.
Of course.
And the evidence we have, even from police guards, is that the prisoners were asked to come out, put their hands up, and even when they did that and they were handcuffed, they were being beaten by the police and the military. That's not. We have that from the inmates, but that is corroborated with evidence from prison guards.
I cannot talk about this because I was not inside.
Can I ask a follow-up question there? What does it mean when, okay, if I do this in front of you as a soldier, what does that mean?
You're surrendering?
Do you still shoot me?
No.
Do you shoot me with rubber bullets?
No.
What do you do now?
I will arrest you.
The testimonies say there were inmates who were ordered to surrender, and some of them, even without being ordered, they raised their hands to indicate that they've surrendered. They want to be removed from the situation. But they were shot at. Then the medical reports also show that some of the shooting happened at very close range. And in some cases, that is what caused the deaths that happened. So if something like that happens, would you think it's abuse of weapons? I'm not saying accuse people, but if that situation happened, would that be abuse of weapons, or it's acceptable?
So all of this will depend
Mm.
on that person holding that rifle and what he sees in front of him.
Okay, let me put it to you. He sees a person raising their hand. He also hears a person saying, please,
That's another case.
I want to come out.
Yeah.
Right.
It
So-
should be let.
so my question
That
is-
person should be let.
Yeah, but
to-
my
to
question
come out
is,
and-
if the soldier or the officer continues to shoot at that person, would that be an excessive use of
This
force?
is not allowed.
So it's excessive use of force.
This is not allowed.
My question is not, is it allowed or not? I said, is it excessive use of force?
Maybe, sir.
Okay.
Why do you say maybe? When you say maybe, it means that it could be, it could not.
If that situation happens, they have raised their hands, then you have no right to.
Yeah,
To shoot.
that's the answer you should have given in the first
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah. No, but it's so obvious. But you decided to say maybe. It should have been obvious to you. It was obvious to me. And in the military, and I'm sure in the police force as well,
Yes, sir.
you are taught self-defense. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how to, like if a person is armed, to disarm the person. You are taught that.
Yes.
And also how to subdue the person. If before you even use weapons or anything against that person, you try to subdue that person. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say in a situation where somebody falls down, is on the ground.
Okay.
Is it permissible for an officer to shoot at that person?
No,
And,
this should not happen.
and if that happened, what action would you take?
Then that person should be taken to task.
And the officers, some of them who went in, they had body cams on them.
I cannot confirm that, sir. Because as far as I know, only the Ibu teams who were having body cams. But I don't know during the night if when they came, they were.
Yeah. And the Ibu team formed part of the operation at the prison.
Yes.
And the Ibu team went inside the
Some
prison.
of them, yes, sir.
Yeah. You said the next day you came back to assist the prison officers to clean the place. Okay. And
Not
did you
to,
go?
not to only clean, but to search.
Okay,
as well.
search and clean.
Yes.
And you were one of those people who were cleaning and searching?
No. I stayed at the admin block.
Are you aware that even when that was being done, officers, military, were beating up the...
I've heard about this.
Anyway, there we have a lot of testimonies that is what happened.
I've heard about this.
And should that have happened,
No.
that would be an abuse of force
Yes.
and power.
Yeah.
And that's not permitted by the SPDF.
Because they're already in their relaxed mode now.
Yeah.
Now we just do the searches and clean the area.
But they were in their relaxed mode, but still they were carrying out abuse. Is that normal?
It's normal.
It has also been submitted in evidence that the soldiers did not clean anything
Yeah.
over there. It is the prisoners who were instructed to clean, while the soldiers were managing that process.
We mostly do the searches together with the police.
No, I'm not talking about the search. I'm talking about the cleaning, just to give you the other version that we have received. I'm not saying I believe it. At this point, we don't yet believe. There's some things that are not disputed.
Yes.
So in the absence of any dispute, we are inclined to follow that evidence. But we are saying at this point, there was evidence from prison guards, from prisoners, saying no, the inmates were instructed to clean the prison by the soldiers. I'm not yet talking about searching. So when you say the soldiers went there to clean, what do you mean? Because the other evidence says the inmates cleaned the place.
They were not cleaning.
Okay.
They were searching.
They were searching.
Yes.
So you are disputing the evidence that the troops were deployed to go and clean. That was not the instruction.
Oh.
Sorry, I want to hear you. Yes or no?
We went back to sweep the smell block. To sweep, to search.
To search, or
Yes.
sweep as in searching,
Yeah.
not to clean.
Not to clean.
Your superior who came before you said, who was the high-ranking officer at the prison at that time, said the troops were deployed to go and clean. And we asked him if it is the duty of soldiers to clean, and he said yes. Under certain circumstances, they are called in to clean, and we accepted that point. But the point I'm bringing to your attention is he said they were deployed not under his command, operational command, but he was the high-ranking officer overseeing the troops to clean the prison. So are you disputing that?
So I'm telling you, I was there at Montagne Posée that very day at the admin block. We were there to sweep the area, to search the area, all those
So you are disputing,
all those cells.
So you are disputing what he said. That yes or no?
So we were there to search the area.
Okay. I take it that you are disputing what he said. Let's move
Okay.
on.
And part of the next day when you went there, you say you were to sweep the area, and that included body search on the inmates.
No. This was not the instruction. The instruction.
But it happened.
I've heard it happened.
Yeah, because we even have guards who say that it happened. Okay, it's not only inmates that says that it happened, but guards as well, and it should not have happened. Should it?
Yes, but the military personnel who was there, it was not their job to search those prisoners. It is the job of the prison guards to do that.
But so if that was done, it means that the prison officers took over from the prison guards.
The troops took over.
Yeah, sorry, the troops took over from the prison
We
guards.
cannot took over the prison from the prison guards.
No, because you said that it was the duty of the guards to do the searches. But what we have, the testimonies we've heard so far, is that the military and the police were the ones asking doing body searches on the inmates.
If you allow me, sir, to say something, I don't mean that. It doesn't mean that I'm protecting or that sort of thing. But at times, if you have some people like those prison guards that doesn't know the job, their roles, then what will be the situation?
But even like when the military goes into the prison, you consider to be a prison officer at that time, no?
Sorry, sir?
When you go into the prison, are you not considered to be a prison officer?
Yes, I was just reading about this morning.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yes, you are considered to be a prison officer.
Yes. Yeah, but it is there in the law,
So,
but it is mainly the job of the prison guard to do their job. And I've heard here on this commission, sir, some officers were ordered to come and assist. They refused.
yes, exactly. So that is some prison officers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should not be happening.
Anyway, you had something.
I think he answered it. He answered it because, well, he answered.
Okay. And after this operation, did you at any point in time have any conversation with the president, the ex-president, the former president?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. I've heard here they are saying major.
Yeah, because that's why I'm asking you. You were the only major present.
Yes, sir. Let me clarify this. On Monday, I can provide documents, my movement order. It was Monday the 9th December that CDF, Chief of Staff, and I think the deputy, they went to brief the Commander-in-Chief about the situation. And that same very day, 9:30 a.m., I fly to Mauritius to attend the planning conference of the Cutlass Express exercise. I never spoke to the president.
So it could be that the president was referring to another major?
Maybe he's not well too versed of the
ranks?
rank structure and all. In Creole, the chief of staff, it's called chef d'état-major. Maybe something like that could have happened.
Okay, so it's not you who
No, sir.
mentioned the names?
It was not. I never spoke to him.
Okay, not at all
No, sir.
regarding the...
No.
Okay. All right.
Major, I've got only briefly 2 questions. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You just said that the prison officers, they, in your opinion,
Yes.
they are badly trained and they were not able to carry out their jobs properly.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you confirm this? Would you say that the prison officers, not all, mostly, were not well-versed prison officers in their duties?
Yes, sir. I've listened to almost all of this session that is being conducted here. Just by hearing them, I said that there's a problem somewhere that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. So most probably the authorities would take care of this. Okay. Now, if we want to talk, you said that when you went to the prison setting, you never ever knew what was the mail block all about.
No, sir.
You never knew about it.
No,
Yeah.
sir.
Now, you managed to get inside
Yeah.
and then come out.
Yeah. The first floor was empty that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you had a vision of what the 2 other floors would be like. They would be the same.
Most probably because I've not seen.
Okay. Now, when you look at this setting of the prisons, how would you describe it? It is a very close, compact area, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we go back now to the classification of of weapons. You know, we've got the lethal weapons
Yes.
and the non-lethal weapons. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you tell me if I'm wrong, yes? Lethal weapons are used to kill. Is it correct? Lethal weapons.
I'll prefer use the word less lethal
No,
than
less
non-lethal.
lethal. Less lethal is coming later.
than non-lethal.
Okay. Now, the non-lethal ones, they are used to incapacitate people.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but if you use them wrongly, it can be a lethal weapon.
Okay. So that's why I wanted to ask you. Now, in this such setting as the Montagne Posée mail block,
Yes.
using lethal weapons, using non-lethal weapons, they would cause death if it was wrongly used.
Of course.
Okay. And this death would not only have occurred to inmates,
But to us as well.
but to the
security forces.
security
as well.
forces as well. Okay? Now, so we agree on this.
Yes.
And the security forces might even as well as kill their own people.
Of course.
Okay. So instructions was given to use such force as necessary when it was needed.
The instruction was to use the non-lethal.
Non-lethal. So as you said, but the non-lethal, if it was used in such compact areas, it could be lethal.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when the forces were deployed for this operation, or prior to, because they were on standby to go on their daily duties with the police,
Yes.
they were issued with a certain amount of ammunition. Am I correct?
Just to put things clear, whenever a soldier completes the recruit training, graduate, the first thing that happen is he's being issued with a personal weapon.
Correct.
And the first line ammunition, the first line ammunition is always with them wherever they are to be deployed.
Okay. So now we are talking about ammunition to do with the AK-47, because this is their weapons that they carry.
AK-47, yeah.
Okay. So am I correct in saying that they are issued with 90 rounds of ammunition?
Correct.
Okay. Now they had their 90 rounds of ammunition.
But okay.
That was with them on the day, because this is what they carry every day.
No. Let me just correct this. On that day, the deployment.
No, before we go to the deployment, Major.
Yes.
They are in the camp.
Okay.
They didn't know if there was going to be such mission. They carry their personal weapon, as you said, with their 90 rounds of ammunition.
No, sir, let me explain. The patrol team, there's two teams, two vehicles.
Okay.
One AK-47 in each vehicles. The rest are sidearms.
Okay.
Sidearms with two magazines.
Okay, I get you. Now, on the night of this operation,
Yes.
so the dynamics change.
No?
Yeah.
It was the same two teams
Okay.
that went with their two AK-47s.
Okay. Now, were they issued with shotguns?
The shotgun, it was the special operations unit that came with the shotguns. Because when Colonel Hollanda was requesting for more manpower to come, it was now that the special force came with the
Okay.
So
with the
special force, you mean the one that's popularly known as ABO?
no
Which
special force, special operations unit.
in the military?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is based in Babao.
Okay.
Okay, but where does the Ibu fit in now there?
Ibu is another thing.
Another thing.
State House.
But both of them were there.
Yes.
Okay, now the special unit that you said, now they were deployed with shotguns.
Yeah.
Okay,
But with ammunition provided by the police officers.
no problem.
Same caliber.
No problem.
Yeah.
Now, when they came, are you able or did you manage to get the amount of ammunition used from those rifles after the incident? For example, if they went in with 10 rounds,
Okay.
they returned with 2 rounds, they must have used 8 rounds.
Okay.
Okay. Have you got a breakdown of what they carried in and what they went back with?
So this we do not have.
You do not have.
Especially for the shotgun, we do not have.
Sorry?
Especially for the shotguns,
Yes.
we do not have. But for the sidearms, this after each operation, training and all, we have to do inspection, and they have to be accountable for
Okay.
the ammunition.
So if those shotgun bullets were issued, who would be able to give us what I've just asked you?
If I'm not mistaken, it's the Potru.
Okay, so that's the
Yeah,
XPSSW.
PSSW, yeah.
Okay.
Because they are the ones that were providing us with those rubber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I go to my final question. Would you explain to us what rifle is known as an M4?
An M4 is an assault rifle used by the Special Operations Unit.
Which one is the Special Operations Unit?
The Special Forces,
The Special Forces.
yes.
Okay.
And it is also used by the Presidential Security Unit as well.
Okay. Could you tell us what is the diameter of the bullets of this rifle?
The caliber is 5.56 millimeter.
5.56
Yes.
caliber. Did we have on that night any M4s deployed for this operation?
I think yes.
You think yes?
Yeah.
Do you know with whom those rifles were assigned?
This I cannot confirm, sir. Because the Ibu team, I think they came with their M4s that night.
So you do not have it. You do not have the names of the people that was carrying this weapon.
No, I cannot confirm now who was carrying those M4. But I saw.
So perhaps is this some information you can find? Not today.
Yeah, it can be found, yeah.
Okay. So I think what we will do is you need to send him summoning that information, that particular information. You don't have to come back for a hearing. It's a summon so that that's the procedure we use. Then you provide that name. But in case you don't have that information, who else will have that information?
You have to.
It's okay. Let's end there. You said you have it. Continue.
Yeah, I've got only one last thing with what you are going to provide. You said you are going to provide the names of the people that were carrying the
M4s only.
M4s and how many bullets they went with and how many bullets they returned to the unit with. Because we have evidence that bullets were fired from this rifle.
The M4s?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you commit to provide information on who was carrying that rifle.
Yeah, I can check.
I think that is your responsibility. Nothing further.
Okay, Comrade Major, that's okay. Thank you very much.
But I'm not instructing you. If you can please send the email to CDF.
Okay, so maybe let's yeah, that is the protocol.
Yes.
But now
Send the summons to the
CDF.
CDF. We send the summons to the CDF, and the CDF maybe will delegate that to you.
That's what he will do.
Okay. So I think the summons are to this. Thank you very much for that advice. Any questions that have arisen?
I'm okay.
Okay. Major Mache,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much for your testimony this afternoon. We remind you, as we have done for other officers, but of course you are a senior military officer. You are not expected to be as vulnerable as other witnesses that have come here. But nonetheless, we remind you that you have a right not to be victimized by anyone, including members of the public,
Yeah.
for the testimony that you have given today.
Yes.
No one has a right to question you directly about what you said today. If anyone would like to challenge the evidence you have given, they have a right to apply to the commission. The commission will assess their request and make a decision on how to take evidence from such individuals. So should anyone question you about your testimony, it would be illegal. It would also be a criminal offense for anyone to victimize you. If that happens, you again have the right to report to the commission so that appropriate action may be taken. If we need any further information, we will approach you. I think already it shows that we need some further information concerning the rifle. So that will be requested through summons. But if we need any other clarifications, we will call on you. But should you also come across evidence that you think will be helpful for the commission, which you didn't give today or which you need to clarify, please let the commission know, and we will take your evidence.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, thank you very much. And before we end the next hearing, televised tomorrow, what time? At 9:30.
Let's not do it at 9:30. Do it at 10 because of the case. She has to attend tomorrow at 9:30
We have to.
because you have to be present.
Okay, I think we will discuss that and then advise on what time we start. May we terminate the proceedings before we get up, and may you terminate the recording, and then